of a problem there. Wasn't anything we could have dealt with. We actually had a bit of a hardware malfunction.
Yeah,
It's happened to us a couple of times.
yeah.
It's been a while since we had the last one.
Yeah. I remember one of them. We came back to the settlement, like what's it called, Sanctuary Hills,
Yeah.
and like the Yao Guai got loose,
Well, the beta wave tuner had deactivated
and then everything was just getting eaten.
and fighting. And to answer your question you asked me just before we went back to being live, Velvet would have two heights listed: head height and then total height.
Mhm.
Head height would be without ears.
Yeah.
Total would be with. So it depends on the measurement you're trying to take as to whether or not you go with head height or total height. Typically speaking, however, you go with head height.
Yeah.
And then you list the extra as extra.
Yeah.
Also, if we're lucky, it will have auto-saved when we
Oh, good point.
when we opened up our Pip-Boy. Because it does that on occasion. If it's been a while since you last saved.
That is a cool gun.
Yeah, standard alien blaster.
It's gonna be a pain in the ass to make if you wanted to like make it as a cosplay prop, but
I don't know. You could 3D print the individual parts.
true. I was thinking all those angles and stuff. Be a pain to try and make it by hand.
With the right CAD software.
But yeah, like I said, print it, CAD, whatever. But I mean, making it by hand.
Oh no, we're back here. Bollocks.
What's this?
We were on our way back to the dead drop.
Ah.
So I'm going to go back to Sanctuary, drop off some loot, lighten ourselves up. And then we'll be on the right side of the river. We just keep heading south.
That little detail they put on that pipe coming out of the thing, manufactured in USA.
The solar cannon.
Isn't that, what's the word? What's the word? Creation Club.
Yeah. Caution, radioactive. That's where we do radio activities.
Oh, God.
Hey, that was a fun episode.
Yeah, true, but still.
It's 2 o'clock in the
It was fun.
Radio
Yeah,
Freedom.
I can't argue with that.
All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Oh, we're close to actually being overweight. That's right. And we have 3 teddy bears with us.
That's always good.
You know what we must do.
Add them to the ever-growing horde.
No, burn them and use their ashes to craft something. Of course we're adding them to the horde. It's me.
Episode 50 is just going to be
Good
building
afternoon.
a bot, like
You're
building
tuned
a
to
solid
Radio
step
Freedom,
over
broadcasting across the Commonwealth.
You're assuming
Nothing
it will take
to
that
report.
long.
Stay safe out there,
Yeah,
everyone.
true. Episode 75 is taking over a brand new settlement just to fill it entirely with warehouses.
Again, you're assuming it will take that long.
Yeah.
I will point out, we're on number 29. I am probably... once we finish the storyline, that's about as far as we're going with this. Because that will be as far as we need to go. Because I'll have the trophies for... Hey, we're at 9999 on the on caps.
Does it go higher? Or?
Yeah, of course it goes higher.
Freedom.
You've seen it higher.
Nothing to report.
Yeah, I haven't I?
Keep it tuned here for updates.
So after this playthrough is done...
I'll be going back to my Institute one as and when. Finishing that one. Then, once I've got the trophies and that, so I've platinumed the game, we can start doing mod playthroughs.
Okay. So at some point I'll wake up on a Thursday just like, oh fuck, I've got to work. Go back to bed.
I never said I wouldn't stream it.
Okay. Not the mod playthrough, I meant like the stuff, as and when stuff.
Hmm.
Obviously the mod playthrough I want a hand in that because it just sounds hilarious.
Well, yeah, because you want to see me running around hitting things in the face with an anchor again.
Yeah. Especially if the character for that is also shit-based, because it'd just be fitting then.
Apt.
Apt.
Apt. Appropriate.
Yeah. I swear I know loads of words, but I barely use any of them, because I can never think of the right one in time. I swear I'm not a complete idiot. Well,
Are you sure?
Take care of your gun.
I know I'm
It'll take
stupid,
care of you.
but you know how it is, like,
You're tuned to Radio Freedom,
I don't know,
voice of the
I'm an
Minutemen.
idiot, but I'm not stupid.
All supplies across the Commonwealth.
Are
Stay
you
safe out there.
sure?
Yeah.
This is Radio
Could you-
Freedom,
could you cut
broadcasting
us all, mate?
all day, all across the Commonwealth.
You ask
Nothing
me,
to report at the
freedom's
moment.
always
Stay
worth
tuned
the
for
fighting for.
Yes, Preston. Of course, it's always worth fighting for. Why do you think I do it? Fucking moron.
Well, if you got found as a handler.
I don't know. It's debatable. She's useless and annoying. Preston is just exceptionally annoying with how he keeps giving you the same quests over and over and over.
Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime soon.
I think how like a Jagras
Yep.
would stack up in this morning, a great Jagras.
Below a Yalguai or a Deathclaw, but definitely at least super mutant. At least until you're used to handling them, then in which case they just really...
Oh,
That was your fault, Deacon. He ran on one of the spike traps.
I was about to say don't fall for the trap, but
They're blatantly there,
yeah.
it's just the AI.
Me in saying don't fall for traps.
That would have been the time to play the button.
Didn't have the phone out. Yep.
You and Gaystolfo.
God. I was about to say, just for the record, I'm not. But even if I said that, I don't think they'd believe me at this.
You have no leg to stand on.
Nah.
Even if you did, you won't by the time I'm finished.
I don't know if you're implying you're going to keep making points about how I'm affecting that character, or you're just going to just like the fact.
Yes.
All quiet. How we like it. Stay safe out there.
Oh. I should start running while I can, shouldn't I?
No. Whatever do you mean?
This is running and a door opening quickly.
Damn it! Foiled again.
Followed by the sound of a chainsaw revving up and then leaving the room quickly.
I don't have chainsaw money.
Oh, even better image. Just running with like a regular saw but making chainsaw noises.
like Homer does in the Simpsons
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Oh, I want that now. I don't know what medium that would be useful in or appropriate for, but I want that.
Yes, you would.
What are you implying now?
I'm not implying anything. You're the one trying to put context to it. I just have things to
You're
shoot.
tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
Oh well,
Nothing to
but
report.
back at some
Keep it tuned
Sunshine
here for
Tidings again.
updates.
The people that watch this, I wonder what they must make of me. Probably nothing good.
Incredibly likely. Oh, that's right, we were going to bring food. We keep forgetting that.
For the record, I promise I won't slit your throat in your sleep and eat your face. Just to the people in the audience.
That is not reassuring them
unless
at all.
you really annoy me.
That's really, really not reassuring.
It's fine unless they're a dick.
Yeah, but again, that's still not reassuring because dick can be quite subjective.
Right, Richard.
And dick also means, you know, Richard.
Yeah,
Well, it's a shorthand for Richard.
for some reason. I'm sure there's some reason why it is, but...
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen Alert.
There's a reason, but damn if we know what it is.
Don't look.
He broke. Well, we do need to go through here to get to where we need to go anyway.
Ain't personal, just you or me.
That sounds incredibly personal.
Use some more ammo.
Don't mind me just robbing your friends' corpses.
And your loot bag. You first. I didn't do it.
You're tuned to Minuteman Radio. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Did you see me do it?
No?
Well, that means I can't prove anything. Did anybody see me do it? I didn't shoot him. I didn't shoot a missile in his face or anything.
You're not wrong.
The grenade that left my hand did. Now that I did. I can't be held responsible for what my grenade did after it left my hand. If it wanted to go, it clearly wanted to go off. Probably should have kept hold of the kept the words. That probably should have left the pin in it. But then they'd have just pulled the pin out and thrown the grenade back at me. Trying to kill me with my own grenade. Like, how rude of them, huh?
Yeah.
You know, the first time you come here, there's a suit of power armor in here.
I just remember saying, like, I swear I remember the art. Like, I know a lot of like weird origins of stuff, but I can't remember if they're real or just stories that have been made up over time.
Such as?
Hoisted by your own petard. Is that how you say it?
Yes, hoist by your own petard.
I think it's something like, I feel like petard's like some sort of explosive used to take down the gates of a castle. And the idea was that basically, occasionally they just went off with no warning. Hence being...
A small bomb made of a metal or wooden box filled with powder used to blast down a door or to make a hole in a wall. Effectively, an early shaped charge. But of course, gunpowder technology being what it was in those days, it would quite often backfire.
So I did get that one right.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of weird documentaries.
This is Radio Freedom. It's 5 p.m.
Yeah, I don't get to watch documentaries very often.
Nothing to report. Stay safe.
Not when
people.
my dad's fiancée is here.
Oh.
She doesn't like learning.
Ah.
Whereas me and my dad like watching documentaries. I mean, for example, right? What do you think of David Attenborough's documentaries? He's a genius at what he does. He's a very good presenter, isn't he?
Nothing's getting by me, man.
Sarah don't like it. She can't stand him.
Ah.
And yet, Attenborough, his work, is quite easy to understand.
You're tuned
But it's not
to Radio Freedom.
insultingly so. It's not like he's talking down to you like,
Keep it tuned here for
this is what this big word means, this big word is used to describe this thing. I mean, you know, like somebody who's talking down to you would do.
Yeah.
Attenborough doesn't do that, which I like. He uses the big words, but he explains them in a way that isn't insulting.
He's found that good balance of obviously being informative but also being interesting.
Yeah. And he's been doing that for, what, 50, 60 years?
Yeah.
Punch a flying.
Traveling with you ain't dull.
So you tried you earlier.
I'm alright if we have to take out the Gen 1s and 2s.
I was trying to swat a fly, not punch it.
I have literally tried to punch insects before.
I don't imagine it goes very well.
No, I either miss completely, or if I end up hitting the wall, it kind of hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that.
This is
My go-to
Radio
reaction
Freedom,
if I don't
voice
like
of
to
the
make the
Minutemen. It's 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
All
don't
quiet
do that.
Or
Stay
stab
tuned
it
for
and
Minutemen
roll
alerts.
hands.
Don't do that. It makes a mess.
Yeah.
Especially when it's on the end of your nose.
Oh god. Just walking away and with a kitchen knife sticking out my face. What's the story here? There was a fly.
And I tried to make there not be a fly.
I love that. Like, I love video like there's someone like on the floor, absolutely mangled, their face caved in. Just like, what happened here? He was in my way. I made him not in my way. Forget where I get that from.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
I didn't listen.
He did.
Stay safe out there.
I think basically zombies. They are this universe's version of zombies.
Yeah, but they are still alive.
Yeah, technically, I suppose. It's kind of to kill them, though, isn't it?
Hmm.
At least that's what we tell ourselves.
I suppose he got a bit of a leg up. All I found was his leg, okay?
Yeah, it was good given what you were doing.
Exactly. I don't have to explain my puns to you. I don't have to justify them either. My puns are gold, damn it! You hear me? Gold!
Time to earn our paychecks. Right? I'm really good at this. Too good.
I think he needed to get a leg up.
Neutralized. Recommend immediate repairs to primary systems to ensure
3 in a row of lopped legs off of. Stop making me make leg puns.
Wrong move.
analysis green. Neutralization operation complete.
Wow. He's a bit harmless. Does he need a hand?
I'd say they're gonna. I'd say that at some point these puns have to get old, but they can't really get old when they started out that way.
You can't make old what was already ancient. An antique pun just gets even older. It's like prehistoric at this point.
I love the idea of just like back when keep like Homo sapiens first evolving and tried warfare.
Heads up.
Yeah. Like some caveman caved in a rival tribe member's skull into a rock and said exactly that.
Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Need to get ahead of the game.
In whatever language it was.
Pointing and grunting mostly. Plus, it's in the Neolithic era. It's not like they had a formal language.
I've been watching a lot of like videos recently on like historical language and how they diverged and whatnot.
Yeah.
Of course, we still don't know like what the first language was, obviously, but it's just interesting.
Well, one of the first civilizations to have formal language was the Babylonians.
Yeah, they're quite often in several language discussions in between.
Particularly the Kingdom of Ur.
Yeah.
Is recognised as being Gilgamesh's nation.
Damn it! Before I met you, I'd go whole days with massacring a bunch.
He definitely felt the pressure.
Honest.
This is where we got to last time.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting
Again.
all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Before Preston decides to mess with us again.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
No, there is no way in hell Preston could have done that.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting
You blame him
all
for
day,
everything.
all across the Commonwealth.
Like I said, even
Nothing new
though
to
Hawkins
report.
stuff in my
Keep it
game
tuned here for
worked,
Minutemen
still blame
Alerts.
Seems we have a tail.
Feels like a spirit person. Have you been injured in the triple fall triple fault? Blame Preston.
These Rust Devils don't seem to like me. Shall I cool your head a bit?
I'm getting the button back now.
That one was actually a reference. Nanoa. Particularly Nano at A's. For season 2. The Tectron Battle. Chunky. Chunky salsa rule. Gotta love it.
Yeah. I'll say one thing yet again.
Go by it another day. And night.
It's
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
listening to
if
Radio
you
Freedom,
shot it, why
the
aren't there
voice
two more
of the
that's
Minutemen.
Hydra?
Yep.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
The Lernian Hydra. One of the 12 labours of Hercules. Wonder how many hours that was. Maternity joke. Oh hey, fusion core.
Hey,
One we hadn't looted already.
excellent.
We are now in Natick. Where's the Twinkie factory? There's the dead drop. Find Agent Blackbird.
Blackbird spotted. Badly injured. Way too many hostiles for the runner to engage. Request assistance from HQ.
Nuclear protection on
love old world.
Huh. At the regional office.
Widgets. Worth a fair amount, too.
It's a good thing death claws aren't any smarter than what they are.
This is Radio
How
Freedom.
horrifying.
Like, can you imagine the idea of a death claw that understands what power armor is?
It knows there is something inside that is tasty to eat. That's all it needs to know.
Yeah, true.
Right, take a pause there for the moment, because I need to do something, and I'm also getting a bit peckish.
Okay.
So, in other words, a thing to do plus toast.
Cool.
So we're back in a moment, folks.
Just starts badly seeing like call waiting music. I can't sing.
Also, for the record, because it'll help you speed up a bit, throw 30 at the Akita banner.
Okay.
So at the very least, you should be able to get a couple of the craft essence, which will speed your grinding up a bit.
Okay, I think I've got like 87 at the moment.
Should be enough for a single roll.
Mhm.
I said just throw
Yeah.
30 there. You should get at least one craft essence, which will speed things up. If you're really lucky, like me, you'll actually get her. And Akita is very damn good for single target elimination.
Mhm.
Single target saber with a very high damage.
So which one?
First of all, always do these because you can get one of the 3-star ones on there. Still pissed at you.
Absolutely.
You got Gramps.
Luck, isn't it?
I'm still pissed. I threw even more quartz and tickets than
I know
you did.
You've been saving it for what, months?
Yes.
What's that new thing?
That's one from the boys' collection. Bearing in mind, you've got some for you got one for last year, which means I got 2 of last year's, and then one for this year. One of which is really bloody useful because it contains a an ignore invuln.
What does it do that for?
Contains ignore invuln. There's a quick card booster as well, so it's very good for Jack, for Fran, for any servant that specialises in quick cards.
I have finally completed London as well.
Oh, good. That's one of them.
Mhm.
That's the only one I was missing, actually. That's useful.
Mhm.
You've only got one of them.
Mhm.
Quicken Buster by 10%, and it gives you one of the drops increased by 1. And that, I say, Heaven's Feel is useful. And use your ticket. Right. You've only got a couple of days left. If you want to tell what they do before you use
Yeah, I was
them,
going to ask what are these books for.
you exchange it for one. So each one of these,
Mhm.
you click on the little eye in the corner. It'll tell you what each one does.
Okay.
Now remember, you can only get one of them
Mhm.
unless you roll on that. Unless you roll on its banner.
Yeah.
I had like 3 of one of the ones from this year's one that I wanted, but I went with the Ignore Invuln one.
Mhm.
Just off of two copies off of a single roll. I made a dirty roll on the Arthur banner
Mhm.
in the shop to try and get him. Didn't get him. So out of all of those, which one do you want the most?
Oh, cancel. I don't want to exchange this one. Let's see. Begin 50% charge and see Crit Star 300.
Increase gather rate, so the
300% more than
Mhm.
they have. Could be sort of the other ones. 80% special attack divine.
so you do 80% more to Divine Servants and take 40% less. That's actually fairly useful.
Mhm.
That's what I took off of the Redeux.
Okay.
I went with Teacher and I, to be honest.
Mhm.
That was actually useful. You ignore evade. You do 400 more points of damage, and you take 200 less.
Useful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Raises the damage of your Phantasm.
Mhm.
Salon de Marie.
Don't want to hit that.
It's only really good if you're going to be farming dragon nodes.
Yeah, I'll probably go with the one that like gives me what's it called? 8 to 50% charge and 300 Crit Stars.
So you want that one?
Yeah.
Right.
Another set of stuff.
That's the one I went with.
Mhm. If I want a lot of stars, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Ignore Invuln and increase arts by... No, it's only arts. So that's actually useful on, say, Shiki. Or on... It's not as useful on Chloe because she already has Sure Hit.
I've definitely found myself needing that before.
Mm-hmm. And then the one I got multiples of, that's useful. It's only one invincible when you come in for one turn.
It's still useful.
Yeah. And increase your Phantasm gain by 25%.
HP recovery
By 8%. Debuff resist by 8%. And your defense by 8%. That's the one I've got like 3 times. Mostly because it's Babbage. Theon, who is absolutely useless. He's a 4-star who's useless when you skipped one.
Over there. Target focus. NP gain.
It's good for a 110 taunter. Skipped again.
Thought I already clicked that one.
No.
No?
Nope.
Ah.
That's one you just got, though.
I think I've already got that one.
So you can improve it by one, or not very much. I've got a couple copies of that one as well.
I imagine because he's a lower star, it's easier to get.
Yeah, because you can get the 3 stars out of the FP Getcha. So I'd say that one.
Okay.
Because it's got ignore invuln.
That's definitely useful.
Ignore invuln ignores both invulnerability and evade.
Anyone that can hear this on the microphone that doesn't play Grand Order is going to be confused. Have a look. Okay, how many mana prisons have I got? Oh, 9. Probably too much for them.
That's why you use the training gate. Yeah. Also, don't forget to do those because those ones are useful as well.
Which one should I go for first, do you think?
I'm using, I believe I'm using the Atlas Institute one.
Okay.
They're both worth it. Like the battlesuit, they have a fuck ton of a thing on them. To go up a level, it's like 1.5 million. At level 5, it's like 5.5 mil.
Okay.
But they are worth it. And don't forget to grind the event.
I will. Yeah, I need to get those, what they call cards. Because they're obviously...
The craft essence. Because they raise your points gain. Which obviously means it's more easy for you to get to Nobunaga.
Yeah.
And this is your only chance to get her.
I've been told repeatedly.
Because last year was the first time, and they only do 1 rerun per event. Anyway, we are back, folks.
Stay safe out there.
I heard something.
Got most of them with my grenade.
It gets a little sound because just making him the Joe's explosion when he's a big one.
It was only a single grenade.
I know, yeah, I'm thinking more like mini nuke. Oh god, if Mega Man was like, if I did a Mega Man playthrough in this, just mini nukes all the time.
Let's see. You'd have to do it on PC. Console commands for God mode.
That's how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
And just use console commands to add like 10,000 mini nukes.
Yeah.
And a fat man with the Merv attachment.
Oh god, yeah. I imagine I wouldn't be able to find a mod that added like Mega Man's outfit or nothing.
Well, then just make one.
You're assuming I know how to do that?
There are tutorial videos on the internet. This isn't 1989. No, this is just like
Just a random year you chose?
yeah, a year that's pre-internet, but pre-widespread usage of the internet, but
Yeah.
post video games being a thing.
Target lock acquired. Resuming lethal force neutralization operation.
Okay, cut the shit. Who is that? Don't mean to make you nervous. I don't think we're alone.
Analysis green. Security operation.
Who is that?
successful.
Your worst
Resuming
fucking
full
nightmare.
operation.
You can get like...
I'm not a fan of them, but you need to cure Prevenge Sevenfold Nightmare.
safe place.
I'm not a fan of theirs, but that song is very appropriate right now. One shot, and it just explodes. I mean, seriously, I just shot him in...
Yeah.
I shot him in what was basically the groin. I don't think Raiders have anything down
really
there.
good at this.
It would explain way too much.
Yeah.
I swear I must be going crazy.
That hurts.
But yeah, bloody messed him with one shot to the nuts. An additional corpse in here. Definitely would have been much more useful to have it queued up earlier, though, wouldn't it?
I must have a concussion. I'm fucking
Nah.
seeing things. What the hell was that? Fighting time.
Analysis.
Decapitated. Exploded. We really need the chorus.
It takes a long time for this much dirt to gather.
Oh, that didn't decapitate him. Oh well.
This is Radio Freedom. It's 4 a.m. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Oh, it's the uncensored version. Nice. No, I'm fine now.
Okay.
I think, to be honest, any more and we'll probably get copyrighted.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why we don't get money.
Got it.
One of the reasons why we wouldn't be monetized. Because we use too much copyrighted music.
Sweet.
Wondering why we grab the pipe pistol? We can break it down into something useful. I.e. components. What all this duty-free stuff? 4 fusion cores.
This is Radio Freedom.
Useful.
All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
All that whiskey in the jar. That's a double reference. A double reference because Thin Lizzy did it, and Metallica covered their version. And even then, it's an old Irish folk. It's a Irish folk song anyway.
Is it now?
Yeah,
I have to listen to it.
yeah. You know Thin Lizzy are Irish, right?
I've heard the name. I didn't know. I've heard like the name.
Yeah.
I know this. I know they do music. I didn't know what sort of stuff.
Rock.
Ah.
But Thin Lizzy are Irish. And the first line of the song
Yep.
is, as I was going over the Cork and Kerry mountains,
Okay.
to an island.
In general, I quite like the Irish. You know,
I've got nothing against them. I mean, yes, they're very easy to take the piss out of for all the drinking, but that's just a national stereotype.
I imagine at least the one side of the country wouldn't be too fun to me, but I like them.
Yeah. Southern Ireland doesn't actually have that much of an issue these days with the British. They just... they're still nice and polite and everything, but they're not likely to just pull out a nail bomb and stuff it down your pants. Not everyone in Ireland is from the IRA.
Hey there.
The survivor from Augusta, Blackbird, is dead. I didn't find any evidence of where the synth is.
As I expected. Well, at least
Right.
hopefully this will help you.
Randolph Safe House has got
High speed shredding minigun.
Okay, so let's see the words minigun added.
Bet you never met a
Yes.
synth before Glory.
Oh, yes.
Definitely a dead drop. Ah, we only get 40 rounds. That's not a lot.
You must not be afraid of heights with all the work on the Mila project. Got a lead on another vantage. But if you're here to check out the latest and greatest, that's good.
Anything new from Mila?
Ooh, Pam's like a glowing one in a crater. The atmospheric sensors haven't picked up.
Maybe later?
Whatever you say, my friend.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Sorry, Tinker Tom's got me doing...
Analyzing.
Pam,
Current
I took care of the
task
DIA
complete.
cache.
Reward dispensed.
Ding.
Ah,
Hmm?
nice. Nothing longer.
Giggity. One more level and we can fast travel while encumbered.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. We get...
This is
well, you need to
Radio
go
Freedom.
to there for all the damage.
Nothing to report.
If
Keep it
you
tuned
max
for
it out, it's going
updates.
to last twice as long. In there. Otherwise, it's just 50%. But double radiation damage.
Excellent. So, no, it's explosive.
The Kiloton does still have radioactive damage because it's a it's a radiation carbine. Well, radium carbine anyway. So it's supposed to be doing 50 points of radiation damage. We're doing an extra 25%.
Pam,
Recalibrating using new data set.
Yeah. Covert sweater vest.
Deacon's record is the best. You could learn a lot from him.
I don't want to talk about Blackbird. Carrington is sure to give me an earful about it.
Tinker Tom's cooking up something. I hope it goes better than
I
last.
never got why they were called sweaters. I mean, surely if you're sweaty, you should take it off.
I didn't come up with them.
To be fair, jumper hardly makes any more sense.
Point. Britain.
Yeah.
Make sure you
You're
never
tuned
follow
to
the
Radio Freedom.
all our answers if you...
Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Next two. Mass Bay Medical Centre, and then dead drop from down there. We'll go to Milton General and head north west. Do the dead drop, and then on our way back, we'll set up Miller in the at the hospital.
Okay.
The more quests we do, the more we get Pam's ones, which will give us the ballistic weave.
Is that what this whole tangent is about?
Yes. Then we can continue with the story.
Oh, so this is absolutely no bearing on the story whatsoever.
No, we're just ingratiating ourselves with the railroad further. Which makes Deacon happy, so we'll get more likely to get his quests.
I've not seen the ending of this game, like the final bit. Whatever.
3 of the 4 endings go the same
11
way.
a.m. here at Radio Freedom. The voice
One of them doesn't.
Minutemen.
Have you got to shoot
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen
Potentially.
alerts.
You have the option of, or they will die by themselves. Even if you don't shoot them, they will die in a horrible explosion, or they will pass away just before.
Oh, I think I recognise this house.
This house.
Yeah, it was in a video.
Ah.
Yeah, lore videos like Oxford or whatever.
You mean outside Xbox? So Xbox.
No, I think he's called like.
Oh, so it's not outside Xbox or outside Extra.
I think it's called like Oxhorn or Oxhorn or something.
This is Radio Freedom,
Yes.
broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Like the people that used to live here.
Nothing
were
to report at the moment. Stay tuned for
American,
updates.
and when the war kicked off, they were basically put in an internment camp.
That would have only happened if they were Chinese American.
Chinese American, or some brand of Asian American. Some brand.
It's okay, Big Bear.
Go Bethesda.
I tried to pacify him.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we've got to go to Trinity Plaza. Just on our way as well.
Floating bits of viscera, always do.
Glowing Yalgor.
Now. It's okay.
Toasty.
A lot of Jaguars around here, weren't there?
Yes. There were Yaoguais.
This is Radio Freedom.
Nothing
new to report.
Fat Brahmin.
Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Part of a caravan.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
We could.
All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Probably. There's no benefit to it either.
Is there a detriment?
If the caravan is nearby, we get shot. And have to spend more ammo.
We need the key.
Ah, cool. So that's what that is.
I don't remember exactly why I was going to do that. I think I just lost it a bit by that point. But in one of my New Vegas playthroughs, I did spend a couple hours hunting caravans in a search.
This is Radio
You say you may have lost it. Did you ever
all
have
across
it?
the Commonwealth. Nothing to report.
I used to think of like
Stay safe, people.
walking around like the caravan like doing a little key with a sledgehammer.
And just hitting them in the face because.
Yeah. Usually start with the guard, then the radar, then the
You raider scum! We need a giant fan. Because reasons. Yes. And because we're trying to stop me from pushing other people into the giant fan. And there's our one screen episode. I didn't do it.
Actually, everyone blaming the handler.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice
For
of-
running into a Devil Joe and not getting away.
Keep it tuned here for updates.
Yeet.
Huh. That was a thing.
It was a really good thing.
I shot him in the face, he went catapulting upwards. I'm not entirely sure that's how physics works. I mean, I'm no physicist, but...
You're going to question the physics of this game now?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Next thing telling me you can't fit 30,000 rounds of ammo in a backpack.
You mean you can't do that?
Apparently not.
My immersion has been destroyed.
Obviously, I've also been told you can't sneak around with 10,000 odd bottle caps jiggling around your back pocket.
What else can't I do?
This isn't working.
Apparently alien laser weapons don't exist either.
No, you're lying. Stop lying. Why would you lie?
Oh god.
Destroying immersion, one gaming trope at a time.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All's quiet across the Commonwealth.
I mean, next
Stay
time
safe
turning
out there.
power on
I was hoping they'd all get
What? Oh no! No!
Hey, feel face
Despite how my horrified tone of voice was going, I wasn't actually looking horrified, so that would have ruined
No, I
it.
just mean them watching me slowly descend further into madness.
Further?
Further, yes.
I don't think you can get any more mad.
Like, I thought I'd already reached the bottom, but then someone threw me a shovel, so I just started digging.
I'm not entirely sure you can dig through solid concrete.
Well, it's taking me a while, but...
Especially not with a wooden... not with a wooden shovel, anyway.
Earlier, I'm at the bottom, on the rock bottom of madness. I just get tossed a pickaxe that says real world on the handle.
Not entirely sure that's how it works.
Yeah, more like a jackhammer.
Don't think that's how that works either.
Oh,
It broke.
big time.
And I didn't have anything to do with it this time.
For once.
This time. But there are muties to kill. You know one thing I do miss from New Vegas?
What?
Multiple ammo.
Yeah.
It's 1 p.m. This is Radio Freedom, voice of...
I hear something. Someone there.
Nothing to report.
Especially as I was
Keep it
always
tuned
fond
here
of
for
shotguns.
updates.
There's a lot of different shotguns going
Oh, where are you? Analysis. Green.
there. They even had like...
Security
Oops.
operation successful. Resuming normal operation.
Oh, good diet though. I mean, come on, it's dust. Very low fat.
That's the reference I wanted.
I've made it before as well.
Yeah. I wonder how people in the audience will get that one. Unless they're English.
Probably few.
Yeah.
I'm also disappointed in myself for making it. I made it once and that was disappointing enough.
Except for with super mutants, they've got no idea how to decorate.
I know.
Not to mention the food hygiene laws they're breaking.
You're mine now, rookie.
Yep.
I mean, the last like food health safety inspector died about 200 years ago, but still.
There are standards, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least he was trying to use a gun. You know, it was a 10mm.
Some level of
Competence
yeah.
for a psycho. He actually managed to hit me a couple of times as well. That's why I only shot him once. Well,
You're nice like that.
shot him that I only shot him once with a round that hit. I had to shoot him a few times to hit.
Who's there?
You might want to focus on valuable salvage. You'll break your back carrying worthless scrap.
Sneaky.
I can hear you. I'm hearing stuff.
We've been making the rounds, doing the job. It's time you learn the big secret. Everyone thinks that Desdemona is the big boss. She calls the ops, gives the rah-rah speeches, but it's just an act. She does what I tell her to because the railroad, it's my show. It's been that way since I founded it.
You founded the railroad?
Sure. Me and Johnny D and Watts. Hell, that was over 60, 70 years ago. After a while, you lose count. I tell everyone I get the occasional face change to stay anonymous. Truth is, it takes a lot of work to keep this mug handsome. We've come a long way since the beginning. We've done a lot of good, saved a lot of synths. But we're about more than that. We are the last and only line of defense between the Institute and the Commonwealth. Hell, maybe even the world.
Any perks being close to the big boss?
Now that I don't have to hide, sure. Tinker Tom will set you up. But the best perk is seeing behind the curtain. People think our missions are all about synths, but there's more going on. We are building a better, brighter Commonwealth. The Railroad really is the best, noblest organization that's ever lived. I can't keep up with this bullshit.
Good afternoon.
Wow. Traveling with you is never dull.
I aim to please. But I had a point here. A lesson, if you will. There's other organizations out there, and in time, I'm sure they're going to spoon-feed you their own patented form of bullshit. Ignore the verbiage and look at what they're doing. What they're asking you to do. What sort of world they'd have you build. And how they're going to pay for it.
Thanks for the advice.
I don't know if it's your good old-fashioned pre-war values or you just won the genetic lottery, but anyone that has you in their corner has an advantage. And
he's not wrong.
At the end of the day,
this is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across
They
the
are
Commonwealth.
above us.
Nothing to report. Stay safe out there.
You're going down. That's menacing, right?
I know. It just sort of yawned at me as I opened it.
I did once try and order the door.
I don't think it worked, did it?
My door smelled like butter for about a month.
Like I said, I don't think it worked.
Oh, it's not.
Stop! Human is friend.
It's like I'm yelling that whilst he's disintegrating.
Yeah.
To be fair, he didn't get pacified. So, he deserved. Deserved having his head exploded.
It's 3 p.m. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Quarter past. And it's 4:15.
Oh, lying bastard.
It's 3:16 according to my Pip-Boy's clock. Oh yeah, we are over encumbered again. But we are moving at normal speed because we have AP. When the AP runs out, we go back to the usual crawling speed. The game is so helpfully telling me that I am carrying too much and cannot run.
I hate when they do that.
We're only £4 over. So let's just eat a bunch of food, bring ourselves back down to the limit.
the
railroad lives in places like this. Always mindful.
Does mean we've got to go back to Sanctuary to drop off more loot. I do love how like, every 10 minutes Deacon changes his outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, this couple didn't get a happy ending. So, Romeo and Juliet? Would that be Romy-Doe and Juliet? Again, Simpsons reference.
Yeah.
Because Doe! You sound bored.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the
Oh,
Commonwealth.
that's your fault.
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Should have gotten more sleep.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
Yeah, well,
Nothing to report
I get
at the
occasional
moment.
bouts
Stay
of
tuned for updates.
what feels like insomnia, amongst a variety of other things that happen. There are days where I don't even get the proper amount of REM sleep, or rather, I get the amount, but it all happens at once, rather than being spread out over the night. So I end up waking up just as bad as normal as when I went to sleep. You're not the only one who has it rough. I've been putting up with it for a good 15 of nearly 21 years, nearly 29 years.
Sleep ain't easy.
No, but it's necessary. And once your body adjusts to a split sleep of a couple of hours, wake up and have a nap for a couple of hours later on, it works out better. Your body will adjust to it, so you'll be able to do it better.
I'm never able to adjust because I'm not in the same fucking cycle. I can't adjust.
Well, that's your own fault.
How so? Usually I'm going from. I don't have the words to care anymore. I just fucking want to go to bed.
4 o'clock. You're
So
tuned to Minuteman Radio.
Yeah, you've had a good 4 or 5 hours anyway.
More like 3.
Again, that one's your own fault. I have a playlist on YouTube of just relaxing music.
That stuff don't work for me for some reason.
Well, it should.
Tried it many a time. Just simply doesn't work.
There are also times where I tire myself out by reading something physical, because the light on your phone stimulates your eyes.
That is a thing.
So reading a physical copy of something makes your eyes work more, tires you out more. But also, I don't have anything caffeine related for several hours before I go to bed, because that will also tire you out. Because you don't have the caffeine to keep you awake, so when you get back, you will be tired enough that you will just fall asleep. In theory.
My databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data.
It gets a lot harder in practice when you don't start doing things like this.
See, what did work for me at the start was get in, do whatever it is I need to do, and then go to sleep in like the afternoon. Because basically, if you imagine a regular work day, it's like say 9 till 5. You get home at 5 in the afternoon, then you like.
This is Radio
go to
Freedom,
bed and wake up in the
broadcasting
morning.
all day, all
If
across
I
the
apply the
Commonwealth.
same idea, get home in the morning,
Nothing new to
do stuff
report.
and go to sleep in
Keep
the
it tuned here for
afternoon,
Minutemen
wake up in the
alerts.
evening, that worked. Then this bitch of a reality gets in the way. The real world and shit.
Yeah. And you hate going into a routine for no good reason.
It's not so much no good. It's basically I have to find a routine that is sustainable.
Yeah. Is what I tried to give you.
Yeah, it didn't work. Because obviously...
Even around the need... Well, the needs of work.
Yeah.
I tried to give you a sustainable routine. But you just don't use it.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
130 completely fully charged fusion cores.
If you ain't been up to see Grey Garden, you should go. The whole place is run by robots.
We didn't even go to help Longfellow, and he fought off the attacker or attackers. We covered some of our expended
All's
cells.
quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Just make it macrophage.
Team up with a mortuary. You see where I'm going with this, right?
There you are.
Be effective. Mortuary would never be out of business. Wow. You've got a higher chemistry skill. You think you've got a chance where your buddies failed? He tried. He really did. I think he was instead he was very, very trying. all the way up there. As for you... Right.
Don't die. Hopefully they'll stay gone.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing new to report.
It works so much better when they stay still. If you can, shoot them in the face! Like that. Oh, I need new playmates. These ones all broke. Little gunners, come out to play. I promise I won't hurt you. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course I'm gonna hurt you. Was it completely necessary to tear him to pieces? So, why did I do it? If it wasn't necessary? No, not Psycho.
Freedom, voice of the
I mean,
Minutemen.
I haven't stabbed you yet.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, everyone.
Psychos have very poor impulse control. For example, Hannibal Lecter. Yes, he waited. He waits for the perfect time, but he always kills. When he kills you, he always chops off a bit and eats it. Remember? Actual cannibal Hannibal Lecter.
The way the rest of the week's predicted to go when it comes to Friday, I'll put the knife in your hand myself.
Redeux's Friday is tomorrow. And that'll mess up my D&D plans because I will have to find a way to hide the body.
Radio Freedom. It's nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
His corpse went flying, so we have a chance to we'll get some legendary loot. Oh wow, some kind of a radiating gun. Means that was the legendary loot. Most likely. Ooh, that is not a good drop.
It gets there, it's actually a legendary ukulele. I've been tied to.
It's been a while since you pulled out that one.
Yeah, because it always gets somewhat negative responses.
Because it's such a bad joke.
This is me. All I know how to do is make bad jokes and complain about.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the
You've
Commonwealth.
got some better jokes,
Nothing to
maybe.
report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Clearly I don't.
Yeah, it is in fact on that gunner lieutenant up there. Great, now I've got to find a way in. I want that legendary weapon. It must be mine. Well, for one, I can't leave it in the hands of raiders now, can I? Such a thing is far too dangerous. Yes, but at least I use my mini nukes responsibly.
Yes, Lord. in a fucking drawer.
I use them responsibly. I never said anything about storing them responsibly.
It's not killing everybody.
No, using them to kill everybody that is hostile. You know, totally responsible.
Here at Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
You can hire prostitutes to work for them. There's 3 in Freeside. 7 guys a ghoul. And a robot named Victor.
Giggity.
Exactly, we assume what his specialty is. And the fact of the matter is, you have the option to spend the night with said robot after unlocking it.
Again, giggity.
Its exact lines are, please assume your position before it cuts to black. And the next thing your character says is, I can't feel my legs.
It's fighting time.
And work out where.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
Yeah, it's that one.
All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
With a power armor jetpack.
Likely, but it is not what I want. Yeah, there's the medical centre.
I wish I hadn't been doing 10 hours instead of 8 this week.
Because you'd actually be awake instead.
No, because I'm not. The problem with me is, it was incredibly hard to say no to.
Deacon is apparently naked now.
Yep. Unless I can in that moment. Anyone can be a snake? I like that.
At least I give you the option to back down.
I never really get talking in these things. I just sort of don't know how to say no.
Yeah, so this is happening.
There's someone else. Them, it's optional. For me, it's like, you're doing this thing now, by the way.
Oh, so I at least give you the option to back out.
Yeah.
Whether or not you take the option is another matter.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 12. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Yep.
Just making it up now. What, 4:30?
It's 12:22. Still need the way up there. And no, I don't need help finding it, which way is the way.
That was one of those memes where I know it's stupid even for a meme, but I like it.
I am
This is
unsurprised.
Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Hate for no apparent
Nothing to
reason,
report.
others I quite
Keep
like.
it tuned here for updates.
That's just the nature of all things.
I am still unsurprised.
See, I would say January and February, they both have particularly poor monthly memes, like the ones that were prevalent. This month's looking a little bit better.
Savage from that.
The Chica reaction image, you know, from anime, I forget the exact Love is War one.
Kaguya-sama.
That's the one. I quite like that reaction. I didn't need to watch that because it was described to me as two tsunderes who essentially like each other, but obviously neither is going to say it first.
First to confess loses.
Yeah. Now.
Which is sort of a thing.
Yeah. If it wasn't obvious, I quite like tsunderes.
God damn it! Given the time and you're exhausted, we'll have to call it here. Right. We are about to lose the stream, so we will be back next week.